Oh, I grew up in a family where there was no question. You voted because you were a citizen, and that was really way you participated in government.
To the best of my knowledge, I have never, since I've been able to vote, missed a vote.
I spend quite a bit of time trying to encourage students particularly to vote. I remember when I first was able to vote, and I don't think I've missed an election.
I'll probably vote in the next presidential election. I guess just on important issues.
I don't do a lot of the local elections, I'm sorry, but I do the national elections.
I'd say it doesn't fall super important on my day-to-day basis or year-to-year, so say not so much.
It's everything that we stand for, right? Yeah, we have to say what we believe is correct.
Voting is really important because even like the smallest voice can make a difference in any sort of matter that you are passionate about. And even if you're not passionate about it, if you have even the slightest bit of interest in what's going on, then you kind of have to get your voice heard.
Well, as a woman, it's very important because we didn't always have the right to vote, and I recognize the historical significance of that and the work of the women who came before me to fight for that right.
When I first could vote, I didn't. But at some point, there was one vote that was important enough that I started and then didn't stop.
I feel it's best to be part of the process. I caucused during the primaries last year. I brought my kids with me.
We have to have every aspect of society, and that includes women, especially the young women like us. And it's only going to be like 2.5 years until we can vote. So I mean, that's the next presidency. That's really important.
Yeah.
What do you think about voting?
It's good, and I'm proud of myself.
When I vote, I make it a point to vote all the way through, but admittedly it is overwhelming when I feel like there's too much research that I have to do in order to make the right vote.
I fill in almost everything every time, but if I don't understand an issue, I may avoid or leave it blank.
Yes, sometimes it's hard to know about the judges. And I have to really sometimes I end up not voting for a judge because I don't know.
Depends how much time I have, but I try to give it my all. Yeah, it's the best to my ability, yeah.
We vote everything in every election, so to include like the Whatcom County Conservation District and stuff like that where you have to get mail-in ballots, and so yeah, no, we definitely vote. It's very important.
Great.
I said the way I was raised, I was told that publicly you did not talk about race, religion, or politics. You kept that out of social conversation, and so that's what I do.
I have some friends that don't vote because they don't think it makes a difference. They don't care who wins or loses, and it drives me crazy.
Yes, I do. I know quite a few that say it's just a waste of time. My vote doesn't count. That's what they tell me.
I think there has been less and less sense of kids learning in schools and maybe their parents.
It's tying their self-interest to what happens in the legislative process. And we don't do a particularly good job in our media or our educational system of actually conveying that.
I try and encourage my family to vote, but a lot of them don't feel that their vote counts or matters because it's going to happen whether they vote or not. So,
especially these days, maybe people don't feel that it makes a difference, like in Russia, for instance, right now.
When people take voting for granted, I mean, I've just been in societies where we lived in Mongolia. 95% of the people voted in elections there. After it became a democracy, they came on horseback because they felt for the first time post-communism they had this right, and they all voted, and they were in harsh climates, and For people here to stay home and just say, I'm not going to vote, I find it unacceptable, really.
Well, I don't know. You can't make people do something that they don't want to do, but I guess all you can do is increase the amount of awareness about how important it really is.
So it would be helpful to have easily accessible, slightly more information than what would come in the pamphlet.
Registering high school students, helping college students to vote.
Mail-in voting is certainly made it easier for me wherever I've been.
Maybe there needs to be more promotion of sources to go to.
I mean, maybe the only thing I could think of is increasing access to voting boxes. I know that there's one here at Whatcom Community College and there's one on Western's campus.
I guess it would have to be a little bit more in my face, kind of affect me personally and the things that I do throughout the day, and mean something.
More viable candidates, I would think.
I really liked it when we went to the polling place and we got a little sticker. That always made me feel pretty good. I would love it if a sticker came in with my ballot that I could wear around, and that's kind of an advertisement, you know.
Oh my goodness, please go vote. Your opinion matters, and your vote is important to all of the people in your community.
I love democracy, and if you don't participate, you don't get democracy.
If you don't vote, you can't gripe. So I vote and gripe.
So that helps a lot, doesn't it?
It's a privilege to be able to vote, and it's your right to go vote. Don't vote just because you have to, but because you want to.
I know a lot of people think like they're just one person, like if I vote it won't matter. But once you get so many people that say that, like it eventually does matter.
Well, if we don't vote, we're going to end up with somebody we don't want.
Ask questions, call the League of Women Voters, or look for them online to get more information.
We cannot wait to vote, and I think that our generation's really going to change the courses, pretty much
and
everything.
Especially as like a country that people are allowed to vote. I mean, we're learning and like there are countries where like your votes are bribed and persuaded, and like women can't vote, or like just we're privileged to have this, and we're going to use it to our advantage.
Yeah.